Hello, Caleb. About ready to start on this page. Just trying to figure out what I was doing in this panel. I don't even remember, honestly. But figure it out as I go along. Alrighty. Let me think. It's really hard figuring out how to do what I'm trying to do right now. Because I forgot what I had in this panel. Hello, Xander. It just got like really noisy in my neighborhood. A lot of sirens and cars coming by. I am recovering from a cold too. I'm coughing a lot. I do apologize. I was trying to figure out what I was trying to do in this background when I drew it. Yeah, it's a little funny how I have this guy jumping, but that's what he's doing. Trying to get away with something. Let's see. Trying to figure this out. Oh my god, I completely forgot what I was trying to do here. When in doubt, make something up. Which is what I'm going to do right now. No, it'll probably be easier if I just like select the whole area and don't have to worry about erasing stuff, but it takes too long. Let's see what I got going here. Use that. Let's get that out of the way too. I think I made those lines too thick. I gotta make them thinner. Yeah. Hello, Gerald. Trying to finish this page today. Let's see. It's kind of hard remembering what I was trying to do here. I don't think that was right. Sure, everything looks going to the right vanishing point, even though I have no idea what the vanishing point is. I'm just doing this as I go along. Let's see. I'm not a fan of drawing backgrounds, but You gotta do what you gotta do. Alright, just so you guys know, this is my comic Second Revolution Volume 1. It's on sale right now in the TikTok shop. I have it as a flash sale right now, and it's going for a lower price. It's going for $12 right now, so pick up your copy while you can. I also have the Second Revolution Volume 2. There we go. So I got a fake background going there. There it is. So this is the proof for Volume 2. It should be coming out shortly, so just keep your eye out for it. Alright, let's get back to this. See, I would be playing music, but last time I did that, I got a copyright strike because a lot of the lives I put them up on YouTube after I'm done. Okay, let's see something. Alrighty. Start to ink these guys. I tend to use a symmetry tool when it's really like a front on shot. It just makes things look better. That was kind of weird. I think I'm not using the right ruler. Yeah, symmetry. So let's see what's going on. Okay, that's kind of peculiar. See, I think I messed up somewhere. No. That's what it is. I already had a symmetry tool, ruler on this, so then it wasn't working the right way. Kind of wish Clip Studio would make these lines a different color because it's so hard to see sometimes. Hi Taylor, thank you for joining. Alright, let's see if that was the problem. Yes, that was the problem. Okay, make this a little bit smaller. Not too big. Yeah, it's pissing me off right now. It's not working the way I want it to work. I don't know, I feel like I've been off. Kind of feel like I've been off a lot on trying to finish this page. It's taking me so long. I work through Christmas too, trying to finish this as soon as I can. Let me get some water. Try not to talk too much because every time I talk, it's gonna start coughing. I find that rude. Give this guy a little bit of a beard. Let's see, I think I messed up somewhere. Symmetry tool is great for certain things, but then it kind of messes up some of the more organic ways of drawing things. So I'm going to turn it off. Some people really like using rasterized layers for stuff like this, which makes things easier to fix. But I'm not too crazy about doing that. Let's fix this arm a little bit. Yeah, that's not too bad. I'm gonna go on to this guy. I'm not gonna really use a ruler for him. Mostly freehand. And I think sometimes when I do things freehand, they just look a lot better. Again, it's just more organic than constantly using a ruler or ruler tools. I've been drawing these same characters for the longest, so I'm so used to drawing them. It's really noisy around here today. I don't have the I don't have like a soundproof room or a studio, whatever you want to call it. So every noisy here is pretty much what's going on outside. So I'm doing this late at night. Everything gets busy around here at night, which sounds funny. See what I mean by noisy? I'm having a hard time drawing this hand for some reason. I'm trying to think something going like this. Uh, I have it weirdly drawn. It's such a weird way I drew it on this here, but that's how my pencils are. Like only I can make sense of what I'm doing. Don't let anybody discourage you. Hands are not easy to draw. Okay, that's kind of what I'm looking for. I'll probably go back to it later and fix it. Not gonna stress over it too much right now. I got too much to do. I'm jumping around a lot between the actual pencils and what am I saying pencils? I mean inking the main parts and jumping to the backgrounds. Hello, Liv. That's one way of doing that. Opacity a bit. Fix this up. Trying to see what can I talk about. I mean, I can talk about my book, Psychic Revolution. Volume 1's on sale in the TikTok shop. You can get at a flash sale right now at a lower price. And Volume 2 is coming out really soon. This is just a proof. I'm just getting the other books ready. But I watch some lives, and I'm surprised how people can just keep talking and talking and talking. But it's not really me. I'm not much of a talker. And I feel like I get distracted really easily. Find the urge to cough again. Oh, I lost that. I always find it funny. Every time I want to do a live, it gets so noisy. And the nights that I'm so tired that I don't really want to do much, it's so quiet. Gotta make sure I label these things the right thing. See, I have tubes over here, so let me get that done. This kind of like fill-in lasso tool is so great. I didn't even know it was part of Clip Studio. I just happened to run into it one day, and it just makes things so much easier. And again, it just makes things a lot more organic in shape. And I tend to cut some weights into it like this. Voila. Okay, now I gotta draw these guys here, and it's gonna be hard because I kind of went off on a different way of drawing this machine right here. You can see the cursor, but I drew it completely different than what I wanted. Hi, well, wisdom. Thank you for joining. So let's see, how am I gonna do this? I don't know, I should do the background first, and that gives me a better idea where to put everything else. Actually, yeah, let me do that. Take off my glasses for this because I gotta get in close. So thin, that line too thick. I don't know if it's the right word to use, but I can be messed up. Yeah. That's just one thing to be aware of. If you see the lines are going in, if something is going in a certain direction, you have to make sure everything kind of lines up in that direction too. You just can't like go make things in any direction you want, because then it's just not gonna work. And that being said, now I gotta figure this whole thing out. Okay, let's see what that is. Put that there. That there. Let's see. Cross hatching. Okay, I'm gonna need my glasses for this one. I don't know if it's just me, but I mean, I don't know, it's like I said before, every time I try to do a live, it's just so noisy around where I live. Every other night, it's quiet, and the one night I decide that I want to do something, no, I have to have sirens going off, people talking in the background, cars running by every 2 seconds. Feels very intentional. And you guys probably thinking like, oh no, it can't be that. No. I don't know, I just find it odd that the nights that I can't do this, it's just quiet. You don't hear anything going on outside. And the night that I decide to do this, everybody decides to drive by. and sirens going off all over the place, which I can't really blame. I do live close to one of the major hospitals, and I have a firehouse not too far from me either. So it shouldn't be too much of a surprise. Alright, that worked. Now I can see where I'm going with everything else. Should I turn that off? Okay, let's follow the same line. Normally I would do this a little bit more freehand, but right now this is the best way to do this. Main reason is I'll add in textures a little bit later on, but this is just for me to have a good idea of where everything is at. Alright, that much is done. Working with so many layers here. Hello, commentary, Christopher. Hello, Crazy Cat, Lilith. Thank you for joining. I have to try to make it a habit of looking up more. Keep missing when people join. Okay, so let me see something. Turn the pencils off. Backgrounds. Really want to get this page done tonight. Smaller. I've had this story in my head for more than 10 years. A lot of start and failures with it. See what I got. See, that's not too bad. Got some more water. Have like the mic right in front of me. I keep bumping my head on it. Yeah, that's not too bad. Details will come in later, like textures and stuff. That's why everything looks pretty flat. So, okay. Alright, let's see what I gotta do. Okay, now I know what to do. Comics are an interesting medium. Some people don't think that you gotta do problem solving with it, but no, honestly, you do, because sometimes things aren't exactly as you see them on the page. Wow, these lines are so thick. Why am I on 80? $12 should be good. Let's see. What's funny is that, well, it's funny to me because I lose motivation. I get burnt out really quick, especially because I have a habit of trying to do everything all at once, and then because of that, sometimes I lose like motivation, I'll lose inspiration about what I'm doing. The reason I'm saying that is this is volume 4 of Psychic Revolution, and I basically had all the thumbnails done for this volume. Maybe done, oh, I would say, I can't even think, but more than 5 years, I think. But what it was is that I was so focused on promoting the first 3 volumes of the book, because this used to be a webtoon, and I was really burning myself out trying to keep up with what their standards are, because they really want you to at least do like 20 panels per chapter at least 3 times a week in order to be really featured on their website. And I am a solo creator, and I'm not to sound like egotistical or anything, but my work is pretty detailed compared to some artists that can do all of that in one like for one chapter 3 times a week. And it's like has to be at least, I think what they think the had to be at least 20 panels more or less, and it had to be full color. That was like another thing. I am not a good colorist. Yeah, I'll show you guys really quick. See, that's the cover to volume 4. And that's like, this is a lot of layers to get this type of effect. The background, not so much. Easy stuff. But just the guy in general, I had to redraw it, do it again, color it, and it was still hard to balance for me to get it looking good. Other examples would be, that's the cover to Psychic Revolution Volume 1. See, easy colors. That's the cover to Psychic Revolution Volume 2. Again, I had to figure out a lot of things just to make sure everything looked balanced, everything kind of stood out. It's not easy. So, like I was saying, I was initially doing this as a webtoon, hoping it would gain some traction, but it's hard competition, and I'm not going to knock anybody who wants to go and do their comic on webtoons, but I feel like they really pay attention to only the same stories that are getting a lot of traction. It's like if you can, I'm not even going to say emulate, but I'm going to say mimic what's really the hottest stories going on in that, you're pretty much guaranteed to have some type of success. with your book, maybe with your story. Maybe a little, maybe a lot, depending on how your unique your take is. But again, it is not an easy route to take. I apologize for that. Mostly is because you're not competing with like 10 titles, 20 titles. You're competing against hundreds. And all of them are trying to do what you're doing. And they want to be recognized. They want to be featured. And it's really stiff competition. And unless you can really meet their crazy criteria of doing 3 uploads a week, at least 25 to 30 panels, I think it was, now that I'm thinking about it clearly. It's hard. And if you're doing it solo, even worse. Because I've seen some stories I was reading, like the creators would just say they were like burnt out, that they had to take like a week or two for themselves because they haven't had a break in such a long time. Let's see something. Take that off for now. And I know a lot of people who are in this, they have their day jobs. They might have families that they're taking care of. And it's hard to find like that time for yourself. You're still like, okay, I'm going to sit down. I'm going to try to draw as much as I can. And then you put it up. And then you're competing with all these other more well-known titles. And maybe you get attention the first day. You're lucky you get attention the second day. But then after that, unless you're like one of the top ones and they're actually you're getting paid for it, it will wear down on you. And this is not a easy career path. People think like, oh, you just draw little things. No, you gotta make your story. You gotta make it engaging. Gotta make it look good. Gotta be consistent. You gotta make sure that you have a social media presence also, which is like a big thing. Because there's a lot of self-promotion in this. Just like what I'm doing right now. I usually don't draw for an audience, but I want to get my books out there. Like I said, Second Revolution, Volume 1, sale on TikTok shop, flash sale going on right now for it. And Volume 2 is coming out very soon. This is just the proof. You'll find it on the shop also. See, that's what you gotta do. Hi Irene. Hi La Lucky 2000. Apologize if I'm not keeping up with everybody who's joining. Kind of get into the zone. Now that I have something I'm kind of talking about, even worse. I have no idea what I just did right there. Oh my goodness. Alright. I work with kids, so I have to watch my language. So, oh my goodness has become like my most common thing to say when something doesn't go right. Good enough for now. So noisy, so noisy. Trying to recover from this cold. Had it for like 2 weeks. Finally been able to get some sleep. Try to rest over holiday weekend as much as I can. Alright, let's see what I got here. Actually, I shouldn't erase this yet. Not that part, at least. I'll have to fix this up later. Kind of messed up a little. I think that's one of the reasons I focus on digital inking so much is that you make a mistake, easy fix. Alright, now let's see. Let's turn that off. Okay. Hello, Tuli. Hello, I believe that's Jovo. Hello, Bobby. J Nova. There we go, J Nova. I was about to say Genova like Final Fantasy VII. Let's see. Usually when I'm pretty much done inking, I put everything into one folder. That way, all my layers are organized into one spot. Let's see. Okay, bring that one down. It's layer 2. I don't know what that was for, so it's going away. Yes. Oh, okay. So now I'm gonna start adding some details to this. Like I said, I want to try to finish this thing by today. Details, 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 details. Hello, Davis family. Hello, Ryan. Alright, let's start right here. Self-drawn speed hands, speed lines. My mistake. Hopefully, I can get over this before the new year. Kind of suck being sick when the new year comes around. Some light ones here. I had to do this for another panel too. I think for the first panel I had to do this. I tend to jump around. I don't really stay in one the whole time. Like I don't order. Well, not stay in one. I mean, but like I don't go in order. I tend to jump around the page. Like habit is I always start wherever the biggest images are, and I start from there. And that's kind of like my warm up. I know some people, professional anchors, like they'll do like a warm up page, and hello Zark, hello Bubble Guts 40, Aiden King. So, like I was saying, like double, like go on a different like a scrap paper, and just start doodling around. Yep, right here. This is where I gotta do the other one. Prefer to do this by hand than using like probably like a custom pen or custom filter, because again, it just makes it look more organic, and it's just easier because you can control which direction you want the lines to go. And usually sometimes custom pens, they don't do angles too well, so then you get stuck having to adjust it anyway afterwards. It's like watching another artist that he literally just uses like his whole shoulder when he draws. Like he doesn't do things from the wrist. So it's kind of like he does stuff like this. And but I'm more using my wrist. I don't have much formal training. A lot of stuff I learned by just doing. And once YouTube became a thing, I would look up a lot of what other artists were doing, especially if they were like comic artists. I'll see what they were doing and try to emulate it the best I could. It's another reason it's good to see what other artists do. Gives you a good idea, foundation on certain things. Gotta do one more at the bottom. See what I mean by jumping around, but there's a method to what I'm doing. Okay, what did I do wrong? Oh yeah, I have my eraser on. My mistake. As with most drawings, you always gotta rotate the page. That way you can get the right angle each time. If you kind of keep it straight on the whole time, it's never gonna work out because it's uncomfortable for your hand in the first place. And secondly, the strokes won't come out the same. Okay, so that's all that. Now I'm gonna focus on this right here. Take off my glasses for this since I gotta get in a little closer. This is just adding some texture. and adding kind of some deterioration too. But especially when it comes to like buildings and stuff, you want to make sure they look like they've been around for a while. Can't keep it too clean. And this is kind of like a style I developed on my own. Just adding random lines everywhere. Also gives us some depth to it too. Let's see. Hi, Tony Price. Same thing on this side. And I gotta add some stuff down here that I kind of forgot about, but I'll get to that in a minute. Let me see what else I need to do here. Yeah, here we go. Only thing that should look brand new is the machinery that I drew here. Other than that, everything else should look like it's been around for a long time. Okay, let me zoom out. Let me save. Take my advice, constantly save. Constantly save. You never know at what point your tablet, your computer decide to like freeze up on you and all the work you did is gone. It does not look good. Another reason I kind of got into digital inking is, again, you are afforded to make mistakes. Like, you can make little mistakes and it won't cost you because you can just fix it easily. And when you fix it, you don't have to worry about damaging anything else around it. That's why it's always good to work in separate layers for certain things. You can't just do everything on one. Doing that, guarantee you're gonna mess up somewhere, and either you're gonna have to go back by a lot of steps, or you might have to do the whole thing all over again. So, my advice, always work in separate layers for every element that you're doing. Save yourself a lot of headaches later on. Hello, Juan. Hello, D-Man. Hello, Anza. I'm using this thing. That's all the clicking you hear. And sometimes it's so sensitive that you press undo once and it thinks you clicked it like 5 times. That's why I got to do this all over again. See, I just noticed I made a mistake somewhere. Just noticed it right now. Right in this area. So what's going to happen is you take very cleanly fix that up. Now I'm debating on something, if I should do it or not. Trying to get a good shape going here. I apologize for the silence. It's just I'm trying to focus on this. Trying to, yeah. See, that should be fine. Finding where I messed up a little bit. Okay, I think that's fine. And I think I am done with this page. I know I have to fix the area of the arm over here. I don't know if you guys can see it. The cursor. Hello, Star. Trying to debate. Let's see, cross hatching. Race there. I think that's fine. I'm not gonna go crazy about it. Yeah, it's pretty much. No, I am not done actually. I forgot something. It's a little detail, but it's part of their design. Highlights on the boots. It's a small thing, but it's consistent with their design. Okay, and I did forget something. The hoses from their arm gauntlets to their back. Let's see where else I have to do this. No. Yeah, I have to do it here. Just when you think you're done, you're not. Label all the layers so I know what I did. And I think that's it for this page. I'm currently still drawing for volume 4. I have 2 more chapters to go. I actually drew 4 pages for chapter 20. And I still have to draw chapter 21, and I'm done with all the penciling for volume 4. So once again, hope it comes out good here. Let's see, Second Revolution Volume 1. It's on sale at TikTok Shop. Right now it's on a flash sale, so you're going to get it for a reduced price. And Second Revolution Volume 2 is going to be on sale soon, so check the shop when I make the announcement. Alright, everybody, thank you for joining me. Have a good night. Enjoy your Christmas if you celebrate it. Not, enjoy your holidays. Have a good night.